All right, it is June 24th. It is Wednesday. Bunch of crazy stuff going on, but I wanted to hop on here and give you a quick update on where things are with Emra. So a couple of weeks ago, I jumped on here and explained what Emra was. I introduced it, and I'm thrilled about it so far, but we're still in early access, so we're building in a bunch of features, and there are still so many new things that we need to develop in order for us to actually deliver on the vision we have. That said, it is probably one of the most powerful tools that I've ever used, and I'm not joking there. Genuinely, it is a major unlock compared to what exists right now in the industry, and as we continue building, it's only going to continue being more powerful. We're very focused on making sure that the best infrastructure available is able to reliably deliver your apps in a way that just feels magical, and I think we're onto something. It gives me kind of like shivers on my neck sometimes because of how good it is. I yesterday notably or like audibly said wow a couple of times as I was building a video editing app. In general though, it's just becoming a very powerful tool. Now, we're still in the early days, so on early access, mostly what we're focused on right now are like what are called CRUD operations, so create, read, update, and destroy. And these functions are what sets up the backbone of most of the web apps that you use. The other key ones being something like real-time integrations. There are a bunch of different things that happen when you start to focus on that. But in general, because we're focusing on this, it means that there are a selection of tools and apps that work really well right now. So things like notes apps and productivity tools, Kanban boards and CRMs, anything that requires just like general data storage in and out. But if we want to start focusing on like bringing in data from the web or connecting to an API, those things haven't been built yet. And we will get to it. It's just not quite on our roadmap today. And one of the things that we've really just needed to focus on is, in general, polishing our onboarding and making sure that as we onboard users, it makes sense to people. Right now, I will jump into an onboarding call with someone, and it feels a little high friction. I kind of have to work people through each page. For example, right now on the platform, our password validation is just like some AI-generated validation, and it's very not intuitive. It is arguably not very secure. We just need to improve that. Now, that's fine because right now, everyone just gets hit with a waitlist. So we actually have it barred on the back end, but we do need to make sure that it feels intuitive to users. So I've just been going through this onboarding flow every single day, and I'm just basically taking screenshots and making notes of things I think that should be improved. And then I'm also looking at some of the best tools that exist right now and pay attention to how they're doing it. But on top of that, I'm also doing things that I think feel like intuitive for where we're at. So for example, one of the things I kind of fought the team a little bit on is trying to put the production like marketing pages of the site directly into our same repository and site as the main application, which means you go to emra.app and it takes you to logged in state, takes you to the app. But if you're logged out, it will take you to /product. So you actually see something different. And this is mostly just a technical decision, but I think people are less comfortable with this workflow. The cool benefit though is that we can actually use Emra apps as part of the marketing site. So I'm really excited to lean into that. Also, what we can do then is on the homepage, we can show parts of the app. So if we wanted to have a chat box that immediately leads into the application, we could do that. If we want to show apps that exist inside of the App Store, we can do that. So it just enables like a whole new world of marketing capabilities just on the like product site alone. I'm focused on onboarding around 5 to 10 people a week right now, and we don't want to add too many people right now because we know that there are already friction points that people are hitting. So we're working on reducing that friction as much as possible, and once we start to see some sort of stickiness, then we will onboard more people. At some point in time, we plan on removing the waitlist, and then we are going to definitely challenge our experience so far. For example, right now we are not hitting any token limits of any kind, but I do expect that at some point in time we will have to set up more enterprise integrations with Claude, Anthropic, and OpenAI. So those things will happen at some point. But a crazy fun list of things that we are integrating based on user feedback is a Discover page. So there's the ability to actually see different apps that are available in the ecosystem. I think this solves for like the blank page problem. If people are showing up on the application and they just don't see anything, most people stare at it and then type in something random into the chat and hope to get something back. The problem is building an application takes around 7 minutes right now because it's a pretty complex flow. So that's not very satisfying. Like, it's not great to show someone a product and say, oh, by the way, you can use it in 7 minutes. Let's just wait for a moment. And then also we will build on that over time. I can't wait to dive in more into what that world will look like, but not today. On top of that, we also added search functionality. So there's like a Command K function, which means you can now instantly swap between any of the different apps in your workspace. This is so fun. Basically, you click Command K, you type in the name of an app, and immediately you're there. This is such a powerful tool, and it's just really fun navigating Emra. I think about this a lot. Like, I want to make sure navigating Emra is fun because you're going to be building a couple of apps that ideally you really like to use. And we do want to build in functionality to share an app to your home screen so that you can just pin an app directly to your home screen. That means you can click into that app directly. That's coming a little bit later, so we're also just focused on making sure that your experience inside of Emra is as good as possible. Given that we are still a progressive web app, we have to work around a couple of the edge cases of being like a world of apps. And I don't want to call them mini apps because really they aren't. They are actually structured to be full-scale applications, just like the professional ones you use on a regular basis. So if you're using something like Google Drive, you could build a Google Drive clone or something that's even better than that for your specific use case, and it will work. That's the exciting part. Now, of course, we don't have sharing yet, and we are not streaming in video, so there are a couple of things that will, probably inhibit some functionalities of the app, but you get what I mean. When we get there, those things will be possible, but until then, even what we have today is decently powerful. Sharing and publishing are some of the highest priority functions for us. Okay, another decision we made was to put search and discover and also feedback and settings as apps on the homepage. We have a lot of thoughts around how the homepage should work and act. We're planning on adding theming and styling so people are able to add custom backgrounds and change the look of things. But I actually want to take it a little bit further than that, and I'm not going to talk about it today, but I do think that it is something like we're making an opinionated design right now that is obviously very mobile friendly. It looks like iOS. That's not lost on me. We're doing it because it's just low friction for people to use. It's familiar behaviors. But our plan is to do something even more impressive or more fun with it over time that I think leads into our core philosophy around how Emra should work and how personal software should work. Another very fun thing is we actually have a CLI now. This is an internal tool that allows us to use an agent and chat with Emra. We can chat with the different databases, and we can also build apps outside of Emra. Now, this is the first time we've been able to build Emra apps inside of something like Claude Code, and there are a lot of learnings between that. This is actually going to be a common point of reference for us because Claude Code is typically 6-ish months ahead of the rest of the industry. So something that we build, if we build an agent harness, which is working inside of Emra, we are going to do it in a very specific way that's going to be different than what Claude Code is doing. So we're going to be comparing functionality between the two for a good deal of time, just to make sure that we are keeping pace with that and the industry, while also making key decisions that we think are better for our platform. For example, Claude Code will push something and it can be broken. It's not as cautious as building inside of Emra. So when we build our Emra agent, we're being very mindful of the tests and the verification that need to happen in order to make sure something's working properly. Right now, this is mostly intended for internal use, but we have talked a lot about open sourcing our SDK and some of the logistics around what it looks like for a public Emra SDK to exist. And part of that would also be then launching the CLI as a tool for users. So someone could go into Claude Code or just in Claude, and they could talk to their favorite agent. So it could be Claude or ChatGPT and just say, build me an app that does this. And immediately that would go to Emra and build the app, and then they would have it served right away with a URL that exists in that workspace with all of your other apps. This is, I think, leaning into a lot of our core philosophy around what we're building. We are an AI app builder, but the reality is we don't consider ourselves app builders primarily. We consider ourselves like a workspace or an ecosystem where these tools can work together seamlessly. And I think that changes our positioning because we're not sitting here trying to fight over being the best AI app builder in the world. We want to be good, ideally top tier, but we also want to make sure that there's a lot of room for other people to build really good apps however they want. And then we just handle all the infrastructure and complexity and allow all of that to be abstracted away. I think this is great for us because it means that every time someone builds a better coding agent, it means that the apps inside of Emra can get better just because those tools exist now, and someone could use the CLI to build a new tool. But this is still early days, so expect that to stay internal for a couple of months. There are a bunch of other quality of life improvements, like there was a dark mode bug where we had conflicting themes from when I built the website, and there was different theming there versus when we had the application theming applied. So there were two different themes, and I was seeing like light mode, half light mode, dark mode when I was logged in, and that was just not a good experience. And in general, key to this entire thing is the fact that we are just working on making everyone's experience using Emra as close to magic as possible. I think about this a lot, actually, because I have seen people get into their flow state with Emra, and it is one of the most satisfying things I've ever seen. Like, it's that kind of thing when you are dealing with something, like when you enter a flow state, you have a problem and you're kind of tuned. You want to keep testing the feedback loop. And inside of Emra, I'm able to see that as well. You're able to rapidly tweak the apps that you have. And instead of reporting a bug and hoping someone on a development team cares about it, and maybe 2 months later you get a fix to that bug, you can fix the bug in 5 minutes. Like, this is just a complete major unlock of what it means to use software, and I cannot emphasize enough how empowering this is to use as a person who is just not a developer. Increasingly, everyone is a developer because we have tools like Emra that now enable anyone to do this. This makes me, obviously I'm jazzed right now, but this makes me energized because I'm sitting here thinking about all of the people who have decent to fantastic ideas, and they're just working on removing the friction to get them there. Like, I was a computer science major in college, and I dropped out from that and moved to graphic design because for me, I couldn't lock into the math, and I just didn't enjoy the process. Not to mention I didn't really enjoy college, but every single time I sat down at a computer to try to code on my own, whether I was building my own website or I was trying to build some sort of app, like I launched apps on Webflow for a very long time. I built my own apps using things like Weebly, if you remember those, like all these like little website builders. I had actual apps that I built and shipped inside of iOS. I had like sticker packs and a couple of things back in the day, so I've always been trying to do it. But my brain just can't wrap its head around a development environment. I've done it enough now that I can do it, but honestly, I wouldn't be doing it if there weren't coding agents. It doesn't meet me where I am as a person, and I'm very glad that there are some people out there that are capable of and enjoy even looking at that type of work. I know what it is like to find a flow state in work, but there are, as far as I'm concerned, there are probably the majority amount of people on the planet that do not look at code that same way. And Emra is built for those people. Emra is built for people that are able to come up with an idea. Maybe they are an expert in their field, a dentist or a welder, some professional who is able to use a tool to build custom software for their very specific use case. That is exciting to me. That's the dream that we're working towards. And I believe that Emra is actually going to be able to support people through that entire life cycle of an app. That's the kind of thing that excites me. I don't look at AI as just going to destroy everything. When I use Emra, like, I see the potential future paths. So like, graphic design didn't really exist a whole lot up until, the 1900s. Digital graphic design, UI, UX, didn't really exist up until the 80s. And today, I am imagining a future where people are going to be professional app builders. We're not going to have less, we're going to have much more. And Emra is built for that world, for the next generation of app builders. Okay, that was a lot of words. I just had a burst of energy, so I wanted to hop on here and give you a quick update. I am planning on doing this ideally every week. I actually have a baby due, so that's pretty exciting, and it means that I might be a little AWOL for the next week or two. But in general, I am going to be showing up here and talking a lot about how we're building Emra. I'll be giving you updates and things that we're changing We are going to be shipping very rapidly because this is something that we think is actually important. I think Emra matters, and I am really excited for what it means for human potential. Like, in general, it is just a major unlock of our capabilities as people, and I can't wait to get it into more people's hands. I think a lot about like nonprofit use cases and like social good use cases. I can't wait to add some sort of like discount structure or like free offering even for certain organizations. I just want to make something that is empowering to as many people as possible, and I couldn't imagine a better time to be building something like this. It is just a major unlock. I've built startups in the past. I even had a nonprofit myself, and I could build that entire project today inside of Emra. That's the crazy thing. That's kind of why I stopped a couple of years ago working on anything else, because I saw this and I wanted to push as hard as I could on this, and the time has finally come. So I would say check out Emra. I'm onboarding 10-ish people a day. So if you are signed up on the waitlist, I can even schedule a call with you and we can go through the application together. Wow. Okay. I hope you have a great one, and I'll talk to you later.